What is your name, age, and occupation?
My name is Alex. I'm 25 and I work as a deli clerk.
How many hours of TV do you watch per day?
Per day, probably about an hour.
Okay. How has technology helped shape our world today?
Well, technology is involved with everything we do. We have cash registers, we have phones, we have TVs, computers. You're basically on technology the majority of your day.
Okay. Should women be able to work while pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. How has marriage changed from the past?
Well, there's same-sex marriage now, there's interracial marriage. I feel like it's not as strict man and woman.
Okay. How do you feel about cohabitation when the people aren't married?
I think it's kind of important to live together before you get married so you can kind of get used to the person and see what you're like living together.
Okay. And what do you think is a good age to get married?
I would say late 20s.
Program mentor for a university.
My name is Lori Colossi. I'm 51 and I was born in Camden, New Jersey.
Okay. What was your household income when you first moved out?
Like 22,000.
Okay. What is your opinion on putting your child in daycare?
If you have to, it's okay, but prefer not to because in daycares they a lot of germs. They don't disinfect, not enough hand washing, and kids get sick a lot.
Okay. How long do women typically get for maternity leave?
12 weeks.
Okay. How has technology helped shape our world today?
It has shaped it tremendously because you can now, like I do, work from home.
Should women be able to work while pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about cohabitation when the said people who are living together aren't married?
It's absolutely fine.
Name is Barbara Dorenzo. My age is 77. I grew up in New York.
Okay. What was your household income when you first moved out?
That's a good question.
Just like a rough estimate.
Pop and I have been married for 54 years, you know? Come on. Oh, gosh. He had a good job, though. He was working as a truck driver. Probably about, what would you think, Lori?
30,000, 20,000, I don't know, not a lot.
Say
20,000, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because Pop was a truck driver when we first got married.
Okay. What is your opinion on child daycare? Like putting your child in daycare instead of you staying home and watching them?
I think it's good, but you have to make sure that you investigate it thoroughly
Okay.
before you put your child there.
Okay. Should women be able to work while pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to expand on that?
Huh?
As to why you think that?
Why? Well, I mean, just because you're pregnant doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. You can still work.
Okay. How has marriage changed from the past, like when you and Pop got married, as to when, like, Alex gets married in the future? How has it changed?
I don't know if it's changed all that much. I really don't think it has. You
Okay.
know, I mean, I know years ago, a woman got married and she never did anything after that. You know, I got married and I did work part-time for a long time and whatever. So it has changed that way.
Okay. How long did women typically get for maternity leave for work? Or do they not get it?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, we'll skip that. How do you feel about people living together before they're not married? Like, if they're not married before they're married?
I really don't think it's a good idea. I think it's better off to wait till you're married to live together.
Okay. In my opinion, I think this project was actually very interesting, and I'm happy that we did it because it gives me a better view on how things have changed over time. For instance, like the questions I asked my mom, my sister, and my grandmom, I asked them each at least one of the same questions to see how the answers would be changed up or the same or whatever. And it was actually pretty interesting because one of the questions I did ask them, they all had the same exact answer for. So that's showing you that some things do say the same, like, in our world. But then for the questions that they didn't have the same answer on, I think it's because their generation was different and times have now changed. Like, for instance, my grandma, she doesn't believe that people who aren't married should live together. And I just think because times were much more strict back then, and it was frowned upon if you did that, and you're supposed to have like a perfect married like couple, and I'm saying end the law, I'm sorry. But yeah, and like nowadays people aren't as strict as that, and like it's more lenient, and it's not frowned upon to be living together if you're not married, because you should get to know that person before you're going to move in with them. So yes, I really did enjoy this project just because overall it was a good representation of how things have changed and how things have stayed the same throughout each generation. So thank you.